So, Thebe, again, hello. So, can you please explain how to destroy the clones after they pass the right so your game doesn't slow and crash? Oh, for sure, yeah. What you do is say like this is the iPhone here, and they spawn on this side, and then they go over to the right. All you want to do is in the update function, okay, you write down if transform.position.x is greater than, say, 50 or something. So you need to know on the right hand side if this is, say, 50, say like where the girl is in the game, like this girl here on the right. I think she might be around position 50 roughly. So if the position is greater than 50, then destroy object. Okay, sorry, I don't have the code right now. I might be able to just quickly write it down for you if I can remember it off the top of my head. So if transform dot position dot x is greater than 50, change that number later because it might be more, it might be less, depending on where you want them to be destroyed. Then destroy game object, and that's what you would actually write inside of the update function. Okay, so function update, and that would go inside of there, just like that. Okay. So I'm fortunate I just remember the code off the top of my head. So hopefully this should work. Just copy it off the screen and let me know if it works anyway. All right, Leo. So hey dude, what does force mode.impulse mean? So force mode impulse means it's not a constant force on the ball. So a force mode is like just pushing it once and then it flies. That's pretty much it. Just just a push for one frame. So like when the ball starts in the Pong tutorial series, we're just pushing it once and then it goes and bounces around the screen and you don't need to push it again. If you don't have force mode.impulse, what that means is it's a constant pushing force. It constantly pushes the ball every single frame. If you do that, you'll probably notice that the ball gets faster and faster and then whizzes everywhere at 100 miles an hour and there's no way to catch it. So that's what force mode impulse does. Leo again, so hey Martin, please answer why is invoke repeat function added in awake function, not in the update function? So yeah, cool questions by the way, man, Leo. Thanks for asking these. I'm glad that you're asking me these things because maybe I wasn't clear in the tutorial, or maybe I just didn't mention it. So invoke repeating is called inside of awake because it only needs to be called once. If you call invoke repeating inside of the update function, that means invoke repeating will get called every single time that the game loops around its update loop, and that means you'll have millions of invoke function repeatings every single minute or something. Yeah, this only needs to be called one time in awake. So when the game starts, when the game starts, if there is a script in your scene, and this script has has the awake function inside, this will just get called once when that scene loads. Okay, so for example, in the Pong tutorial series here, when the main game loads, we just call the awake functions in all the scripts just one time. Okay, or if it's function start, that also gets called just one time, and then invoke repeating calls this function every 1 second or half a second or whatever we choose to make it repeat, whatever time we choose. So we only need to call the invoke repeating once because it will automatically call this function over and over and over again until we call cancel invoke and then say which one we want to cancel. So that's why we don't add it in the update function. It's not necessary. And actually using invoke repeating is a good way to actually have something a little more efficient. So let's say, for example, say in Killer Shooting Sniper X, we have all these guys going across the side of the screen here, and they're going to the far right hand side. And once it goes past position 50, as we just mentioned before, maybe we don't want to check every single frame if it's gone past position 50, because that means every single frame is checking it, and that's a lot more heat on the CPU on the device. Okay. What we can do is we can use invoke repeating and we can just check it every second if we want to, if that is okay for the game. If the game doesn't need you to check it every single update loop, then don't check it. and I try to keep as many things outside of the update loop as possible, just because that makes things a lot more efficient. So anything in the game where you can use an invoke repeating function to just check things every 1 second or half a second, then you do save some CPU cycles. Um, I believe that's the case, and I believe that is more efficient. If you use invoke repeating, and you say invoke repeating every 0.01 second, maybe you won't get a lot of efficiency improvement, because it's like you're doing the same as the update loop, because you're checking so many times using that invoke repeating, you don't really get any kind of efficiency. So, but yeah, invoke repeating is very, very useful. So try to keep things out of the update loop as much as possible, and try to use invoke repeating if you can do something which only requires to be checked, say, every 1 second or half a second, and then you should have a more efficient game. But for small games, it's not really a huge problem at all. Usually for games where there's a lot of things going on in the scene, like say in Blade Star X, our second to most recent game, we had to do some optimization in there, just because it was slowing down a little bit, because there's so many objects on the screen and so many things going on, like in Geometry Wars. So it had to be a little bit more efficient. So, but I hope that answers the question. Anyway, that's a really cool question. Thank you, Leo. I'm always happy to answer those kind of things, and it kind of keeps me in the know, and keeps my mind sharp of how to answer things. But I think, guys, that's all of the questions over the past month. I hope this was a cool way to answer questions. And the other thing is that I hope that you guys don't mind that I was going through these messages and showing people on the channel through YouTube. It doesn't contain any personal emails, so you know, my apologies if anybody got upset about that. And please just let me know if you don't want me to show those in the future. I will I won't include them in the next update. But I wanted to sort of share this together, because I know that if I do reply to somebody, I think it will be useful for other people to see it as well, because there might be some very useful tips, or maybe it's a question that you both had but you didn't know about each other's question or something like that. So I'll definitely keep doing this as a future thing, if you guys think it's a good way for me to reply to your questions and comments. The other thing is, guys, just while we're actually on the line, I just did a video, I think maybe today, I think it was. You see, my days get all mixed up now. I don't know if it's today or yesterday, who knows. And it's 1:15 in the morning. But I just did a video on YouTube for killer shooting Sniper X, and you might have seen this on the channel. I'll just turn the volume down, and so that it doesn't go over what I'm speaking with. But guys, it would be so awesome if you could upload this video to your channel on YouTube. Like I've always said, visibility is a hard thing for us, and it would be so cool if you just quickly upload this video and then just put in, cool game, killer shooting Sniper X on iPhone and Android, and then just maybe, a couple of keywords, and that would really help us, guys, and we would get a lot more downloads, and that would be so cool. So please, if you can upload to your YouTube channel, that would be so cool, and a great big thank you to anybody who does that. I'll also put a special thanks to you inside of the description, or if you want me to link to something, just let me know, and I can put that on Android and on iTunes. The way to get the video, by the way, is if you go to this link here, and I'll actually put this in the description of the video that I'm about to finish, and you guys can click on it, or if you're just going to write it down from the video screen here, you can do that as well. And this is just so you can download the zip file, and you just click on this link and it'll download it into your drive, and then just go to YouTube. It's a really simple process if you've not done it before. You just click on your name here, go to Video Manager, click on Upload, and because I know some people haven't uploaded videos before, you're mainly on YouTube for commenting. And then all you do is select files from your computer and then choose the file. It'll upload, and then you can give a title, give some keywords at the bottom, and click Save. And it's super easy to do. So if anybody does do that, thank you so much, and please drop me a comment or an email on YouTube if you do it, and I'll really appreciate it, and I can put you in the game description. So anyway, guys, it is super duper late now. Well, actually, this is kind of early for me. 1:18 in the morning. This is not late, actually. I'm a serious night owl. My hours have all shifted over. The other thing was just before I go as well. I wanted to know if everyone was, if anybody is interested in hearing our story to date. You know, our story so far of building an independent game development studio, a mobile game studio. You know, let me know because I am kind of I'm hoping that people might find that interesting or useful, and I just want to sort of gauge if you guys are interested in seeing that as well, because then I can start to put a story together and you guys can ask questions, and hopefully it'll be entertaining, if not useful. But for now, guys, happy developing, everyone. Have a great week. Don't work too hard, and I will chat to you all soon. Okay, bye.